we'll bring Simon on at 8 p.m. UK time, but in the meantime, we'll just gather and make sure we have the tech sorted.
Are you there? Is it working? I have pressed live, but I'm unclear as to whether we are actually live. And for those of you who saw earlier, we did appear for a little bit and then disappear again. And that's because we're testing this new piece of software called Restream.io, which allows you to go to Facebook and to YouTube live at the same time. So that's the plan, was to be able to go to both. The preview doesn't look like it's working. It's always one of those things when you're testing new software. Is it actually working?
Well, the YouTube link that we gave out doesn't seem to be working.
Are any of you there? Is anyone here?
Let's see if we've gone live.
Are you there?
Oh, here we go. We are live on the YouTube. I can see it.
Awesome. Okay, so we are live.
Is that us now? It could have been from earlier.
No, it is us, because it's just come up with a message. We're testing this brand new piece of software called Restream.io, and we are doing a live stream tonight with Simon Paine, my business partner, all about starting side hustles, making extra money, and getting going. Jake says, I thought it's for Thursday. Jake, the Thursday live stream is Ask the Donegans Anything. So you'll be able to ask us absolutely anything about our life, our traveling, all that sort of stuff on Thursday, and we will be there to chat with you. So this one is about building businesses, making money, starting a side hustle. If I sound a little bit croaky, we flew yesterday from Brazil to LA. We're in our new Airbnb in LA, which is very exciting. And it was 2 7-hour flights. So it was 7 hours to Panama and then stop, and then 7 hours on to LA. And the restaurant at the Panama airport gave me food poisoning. So it was not a fun second flight, 7 hours trapped in a metal.
Oh yeah, that was fun for all involved.
Not really enjoying it. But we made it. We have survived. Love it. Lindsay says, where are we today? Lindsay, we're in Venice Beach, California, hanging out in California.
I'm just sharing it to the Rebel Finance School group. Yeah, we're just going to go properly live and chatting at 8, which is in a minute's time, but just we're trying to get the tech to work based on earlier where we just suddenly appeared in our Airbnb.
Fireman69 says, welcome back all. Love the pre-bonus session. Glad you were not wearing your leather trousers. I don't know why this rumour keeps coming back.
You know why.
Mainly perpetuated by Fireman and Andy Farrell is the problem, I think. We're so excited to be here with you tonight because we're sharing something completely new that we are doing this year. So I built Rebel Business School with my business partner Simon back in 2012, and I launched it because if you went to the government service, they would teach you how to write a business plan. They would teach you funding, which funding in business startup world is a code word for debt. So they would talk to you about writing a business plan, really exciting. Debt, how do you get enough debt to get going? And then marketing was the next one. And I went to those 3 workshops offered by Business Link, which was the government support service at the time. And they did more to put me off starting a business than they did to help me, because my dad had gone bankrupt for £3.6 million. And he'd gambled away the family home. And I knew the devastating impact of debt that would have on me and my family, if I went down that route. So I was like, there's no way I am going down that route ever again. And I turned up at Business Link and they tried to get me to borrow money. That's what they did. So I spent about 2 weeks lost, going, I can't start a business that way. What do I do with my life? Where do I go? How do I do this? And I started to search for a new way of doing it. Was there a way to start up without debt? Was there a way to start up without formal business plans, which are really only needed if you're borrowing money? If you're not borrowing money, you need a plan. You need, who are you selling to? What are you selling? How much are you selling it for? And then how you're going to get to the market. You need a plan, but you don't need a formal business plan. And that is something that's completely
Got a question from Sarah.
Love it. Hello, Sarah.
Sarah says, would this be good for someone who's just started a business, or is it more about the before phase? Is this only for people that have not started a business yet? How does it work?
So, Sarah, I guess the question is, are you selling lots? Are you thriving? Is it growing? Because there's always a way to improve. And the first session is 5 ways to build a business for free. But then you've got marketing, sales, website, promotion, and all of the different elements. Plus, Katie and I are running the tax session, which we are very, we're doing the fun stuff, which we are very excited about.
I like money.
Exactly. So would it help someone who's already in business? 100%. And it's amazing the number of people that we have met that are running a business, but this blows them away and they didn't think about it. I actually always remember I was running this workshop on how to start a business in Greece. And there was a guy in the front row called Sean who started a business in the US that had floated. And he had, when his business first floated, it floated for $1 billion. And you kind of can't believe, like, it floated for $1 billion. That's just insane. And he was sat in the front row of my workshop taking notes about what I was saying about how to start a business, which is just unbelievable. And it also shows you that it doesn't matter what stage you're in, there is always something you can learn. Always something you can learn. And has Simon Paine turned up?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Would I miss an opportunity to talk to you both? Would I miss that ever? Of course I'm here.
So
I was waiting to the bit in the story when I turned up, and then you went and answered the question. I'm like, I'm ready. Like, I was going to turn up at the bit of the story where I turn up in the story, because that would have been like really poetic.
That would have been. That was my fault.
Continue the story and keep going.
I went like.
So I go away and come back again. Well, I'm here now. I'll stay now.
I love it. So to continue the story, I was a complete mess. I didn't know how to launch a business. I did not want to go into debt. I wanted to do it debt-free because of what happened to my dad. And I was like, I am going to fix this. And I actually wrote a letter to the person in central government in the UK and said exactly what I thought of his service.
It was a handwritten letter, wasn't it?
It was a 3-page handwritten letter detailing all of my experiences, what happened, what I thought, all of that different stuff.
Classic Donegan move.
Classic Donegan move. And he actually rung me. So the guy in central government, his name was Glenn Atherfold, super nice guy. He rung me. We spent an hour on the phone. And he was saying, like, oh, you could try this, and here we could do this, and we're not all like that. Let me find someone who could help you. And then he said, someone will contact you.
It's very kind of cloak and daggers, isn't it? It's like,
he didn't know who was going to contact me. Yes. He had no idea.
Meet me on London Bridge at dusk and someone will contact you.
And I think that's where your part of the story comes, Simon.
I think it is. My boss was a lovely lady called Deborah Wyatt. She was prowling the office one day holding this 3-page handwritten letter of complaint, looking for someone to solve her problem, at which point I did my shoelaces up because I could see it coming my way. And then when I came back up from underneath the desk, she was just staring at me, smiling. Now it's time for me to give you this piece of paper. Simon, I'd like you to contact a man called Alan Donegan. He's got a bit of a problem. So I said, who the hell's Alan Donegan? What sort of problem has he got? And she gave me the letter and I read it and I thought, wow, this is going to be an interesting meeting. And I think I rang you, and then fast forward to a well-known coffee shop in deepest, darkest Winchester. I arrived at the coffee shop and I'll never forget it, Alan. You did a sort of, it was a little bit like a rugby move where I was minding my own business walking into the cafe, and then you jumped out of nowhere, like out of your chair, and you coming to, like, I don't know if anyone's ever met Alan. I know lots of you have. He's quite a big guy, and when he came like thrusting with his hand towards me, and he threw his hand in my direction, I'm like, ah! He said, Simon, how can I help you? And I was like, a bit, what's the word? Discombobulated. I don't need any help. You're the one that needs help, pal. You're the one that's written a 3-page handwritten letter. And that's where our beautiful friendship began, wasn't it? I think that conversation was probably, that specific conversation was one of the most inspiring conversations of my life, because I think in my head, I was creating problem customer, But how you showed up was the opposite of that. Actually, you genuinely wanted to help, to solve the problem, to explore something new. And that was the first moment. Strangely, like we'd only just met, but we started cooking up an alternative way of doing it. Because I think the bit that I knew is that there are thousands of people out there, especially people that are at a disadvantage in some way, hundreds of thousands of people that the traditional approach is switching off business. It makes business exclusive. It's some sort of mythical club that you can only get in if you've got access to money, and that's simply not true. The bit that you knew, Alan, was the bit I didn't know, which is the fun bit, which we do actually cover on the first session on Monday, which is something about money, but it's not yours and it's not borrowed. It's a wonderful way of thinking about business, and I just never really understood that. And I think that first conversation was an absolute light bulb moment for me. We can help lots of people. Let's see what we can create.
Which I think the thing you're trailing is sell before you create.
Oh, you've given away the best stuff again. Yeah, like I think that this was a revelation to me. And every time I say the sentence to people on our courses, and we've been doing this since 2012, and well, a little bit before that too, but the first proper course that we ran together in 2012, I think the sentence, you can use your customers' money to build your business and not yours, and definitely not a bank's money, was a revelation to me. And every time I share that with people, they kind of, their eyes go wide and they go, yes, I like the sound of that. Show me how. And that's what a good chunk of the first day of the course is all about, is getting people out of the blocks and realizing how to make that work for themselves. And to the question, does it work for people that have already got a business? Just to talk to that for a moment, this is a sense of refreshment. It's giving you the business information, inspiration, and practical help that you wish you had when you started. And lots of people come along who've already got a business, and it's just like a refresh. It's an update and it's a reboot. It just helps you get out of the blocks, ready for the next stage. And the principles that we follow are the same. And we've been in business since 2012. I'm using them today in the same way that I was using them back in 2012. So it's absolutely 100% relevant. And whether you're building and growing a business, or whether you're ready to start, or whether you're just exploring and you're trying to figure out how to make it work for you, we've got something for everybody. The course fits for all three of those categories. So I'm excited for that.
I love it. So if you're listening to this, Rebel Finance Gang, the purpose of this video was to introduce you to Simon, to tell you about the course that we're doing, and we're doing something different. Because when I first set up the course, I was like, I want to work working hours. So I would run the course Monday to Friday working hours. And we mainly helped people that were unemployed. So it wasn't too much of a problem, but it did put a barrier up to all of the people who had jobs, because they've got a job. How can they come to a course that's run 10 till 5, Monday till Friday?
And perhaps people that already had businesses as well, that they're busy during the day running their business, so didn't feel like they could take the time to go and be during the day to do the course.
But quite selfishly, Katie worked 9 till 5 and I wanted to see her afterwards.
It's all about us and our relationship, isn't it?
Basically, all about us. And it wasn't actually until we, quote unquote, retired and hit our financial independence number that we decided to do, you got to be careful with the retirement police, Simon. Like, the retirement police will come for you if you say you're fully retired and you do anything that looks like work.
Yes, I've not seen you hold golf clubs ever. I don't think, there's a whole kind of language thing about the word retirement. I understand that.
That's not for me, golf clubs. So I was like, we'll do the course in the day. Then when we retired, we're like, well, what's the best time for people? And that's when we thought, well, we'll just run it Monday night. Who does anything on Monday night? Like, Monday night tends to be a lost night. So we'll do it 8 p.m. Monday night, which is for the finance school. After kids go to sleep, that was the plan. Simon, you've just gone and put your son to bed. So it worked perfectly for you. 8 p.m. I think you stuck him to bed like 3 minutes early tonight.
He was not happy about that. He's going to come back to me for the 180 seconds of playtime that he lost as a result of this evening's live stream. So that's something that I have to negotiate tomorrow.
All these repercussions just to work around us.
Exactly. So then we did it Monday nights at 8 p.m. and the finance course, as you know, has become a huge thing. We've had a lot of fun running it. And then, like, the business school, you guys were inspired by that, weren't you?
Well, I think the bit for me was we've it's been the engine of the business for so long. The vast majority of the stuff that we do, apart from some of the corporate work that I tend to get involved in because I love it, the vast majority of our stuff is business school related, and we tend to run our boot camp style immersive approach. Like you've just said, we ran, 1 week and 2 week courses. We were focused on people that were available during the day. And absolutely, it does mean that it's not possible for people with children under school age to attend. We do fit the courses around school hours, but if your child isn't old enough to go to school, or they're not in a full-time nursery place, it's really hard to do business stuff. And we have had some of our courses, by the way, where some of our youngest attendees, sort of 18 months old through to about 3.5, we've been helping them build their businesses. It's a little slower, although they don't have any fear, which is quite interesting. But anyway, so seeing how we were able to make the business course even more accessible, because that's the thing, that was the original thing in the beginning, is to make it possible for anyone to start, regardless of their background or their circumstances, their education level, their financial situation. And if we're only running it during the day, Monday to Friday, who's free for 10 days at 2 months' notice? Lots of people aren't. So seeing how you run the finance school, and having been a veteran of 2 of the Rebel finance schools, I think it's time to experiment. We did an experiment with one of our partners in Kent, in the southeast of the UK, about 18 months ago. It wasn't quite the same 10-week model as you guys, but it was a version of it. And our retention was higher. People stayed for longer. The impact of the course was higher. And it was so interesting how running it in a different way meant that the course was even more successful. We had higher numbers and we were able to help more people. It's a no-brainer. And what we've been trying to figure out is, over the last sort of 18 months, is how do we get our clients, our sponsors, we'll talk more about that later perhaps, how do we get our sponsors involved in saying, that course that you love, that we've been doing for 12 years, we're changing it for some of you. And, that's been a bit of a journey. And I think we're at the point now where we're about to create something quite magical, because it seems that when we start on Monday, 8 p.m, following on from the finance school, because you don't want your Mondays back anyway, do you? So
there was one Monday yesterday, wasn't there, where there was no event?
That's because we were on a
yeah.
There are thousands of people around the world, like in all countries around the world, just lost, going, I don't know what to do. So we've solved that problem. We're coming back, and it will be our biggest ever business course. We've got several thousand people signed up, and we've still got a week to go, a few days to go to promote. So it's wild.
Fireman69, classic comment from Fireman69 on YouTube. He's one of my favorite commenters. Says, will it be a 6-week course, but with 67 bonus sessions?
It will be a 10-week course with 47 bonus sessions. I think that's what we're planning. Fireman69, thank you for the question. Love it.
And then, there's been a few people going, like, Simon, I've gone to the Side Hustle link. I've tried to sign up for it, and it's asking for lots of personal data. You ask me for, my birth date, my inside leg measurement, how many kids I have. Why do we ask for so much data from people, especially having had the experience of Rebel Finance School, where we're just give us your first name. We don't really care who you are. Just come.
Yeah, it's a bit, I think it's been a bit jarring for people to go, oh, hang on, what's this? What's going on?
Yeah. So the way that the business school is set up is a little different to the finance school. So the finance school, basically, you guys said in 2020, we're in lockdown and we don't really have anything to do. Let's create something amazing. And then you did it, and you did it without needing anyone to fund it, without needing anyone to pay for it, because you have a version of retirement in your life, which means that you have more time available. And you chose to create something from something, A, that you were passionate about, and B, that I'm undercooking this. Passionate is devaluing how you guys have approached forensically the understanding of finances, and then shared your knowledge with others, right? So that's a passion thing. The business school is a different thing. It's still built on passion. It's still built on our desire and belief to help people. But we've got a team of 10 people that sit behind that want paying. And, so our model is slightly different. We find sponsors. So for us to be able to keep the business school completely free without any upsells and any of those shenanigans, the same as you guys do, we wanted to keep it really pure, because we want people to trust the advice that you give. We've got no ulterior motive other than your success. But that means we've got to prove it. We've got to prove the impact. We've got to prove who comes. We've got to be able to find people from across the communities that sponsor us. And we've got some fantastic organisations like Camden Council in the UK, West Berkshire Council, British Land, Bridgend Council. We've got South Ribble and Chorley. We've got a number of areas in the UK in particular that want us to target their residents. And it's public money, some of it, not all of it, but some of it is public money. So for us to be able to get taxpayers to make it possible for people to get the information they need, we need to be able to prove to the council who came, what the demographics were of the people that came. But there's also an element of us being able to serve you as well. I mean, I signed up for something a couple of weeks ago with a company, and the fact that they text me 2 hours before the session start was actually really useful. And I just went, I'll give you my data because the value of that looks fantastic. So that's why we don't sell it to anybody. We look after your data as if it's our own. It's purely so that we can anonymize it and then prove to our sponsors the impact that we had.
They said about selling. Is there going to be some kind of upsell in here, Simon? And do we take a small chunk of people's businesses? This is like an incubator thing, and we're going to take 5% of everyone's business. How does it work?
Yeah, it's so interesting, isn't it? Because this is such a scammy space. There are so many companies and individuals that are selling free business courses, and then 15 minutes before the end they go, and we've only got 6 spaces left on our exclusive one-to-one coaching program that the price is normally $25,000. It isn't, but we're cutting the price to half price and it expires in 9 minutes. And then people start furiously typing in the chat, I'll sign up, I'll sign up. We are the total opposite of that. If we upsold, if we took a slice of a business, I would be on an island right now, and so would all of the members of the team. We've actively avoided that because the internet and planet Earth is full of people that are trying to scam you out of money. And I've met so many people. In fact, one of our team members, Halima, she came to a business course in 2018, and she stood up on the second day and she said, I've spent over £10,000 on business courses, and I've had more value in the first 5 hours with you than I did on any of those paid for courses. So I could 100% guarantee, a little bit like the finance school, you can have a money back guarantee if you don't like it, because it's completely free. There is absolutely zero upsell. We don't do any of that stuff. It might be in the future that I might flog you a bag of coffee, and we'll use the profits from that to go and fund some of our courses. But there is no upsell. There is no chunk of the company. There is no incubation. My team exists to help you get your business ideas started off the ground and running. And if you've already got one, to help you build it and grow and create the life you want. That's it. That's the only reason we exist. We don't want your cash.
Do you mean you don't like money?
I didn't say that, Alan. I didn't say that. I love money. I'm just not going to take it from the people that come to our course. Yeah, and it's our kind of Robin Hood business model, if you're familiar with that guy with the arrows and the stuff that happened in Nottingham, which is we find people that have got, not quite so violent as he might have been, but we find people with cash that want to help people in their community. They pay us so that we can put on this event, and then that means that it keeps it 100% free and pure for everybody that comes. And it's 100% trustworthy because I don't want anything from you except for you to create the life you want. That's it.
So let's switch tacks slightly, Simon. So Louis or Lewis has asked, do you provide ideas on businesses to start? Like, am I going to show up and you're going to give me a bunch of ideas, or do I come with ideas? What should I do if I'm coming along on Monday? Do I need to have done any homework beforehand? Like, what should I do? Oh,
that's a great question. You're asking me some good questions. Your audience are keeping me on the hop. Here's what this looks like. I can guarantee that if you arrive on Monday with 100 ideas, you'll have 500 by the end of the session. Sometimes that we have the reverse problem, which is I already came with ideas. Now you've given me loads more. I'm really inspired. Which way do I turn? By the end of the session, so by 9:59 p.m. on Monday night, you will have chosen, this might be quite scary for some people. You will have chosen, most people will have chosen an idea to run with. by what we call a mini experiment. So that means that we're going to give you loads of ideas and you're going to narrow it down quite quickly. In fact, some of you might already be thinking, I already kind of know, I have got loads of ideas, but there might already be one idea that, if I'm honest with myself, I'm kind of leaning towards that one, but I couldn't, could I? So we meet people that have got zero ideas. They're literally exploring the possibility of starting a business, all the way through to someone that's already running something and everybody in between. We have got lots of ideas for you. You don't need any homework. What I would suggest is you clear out between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Monday night. Invest in yourself. No multitasking. Tune in for 2 hours and leave the rest to us. And we will give you everything that you need to create that income that you want from your business ideas. That's it. That's the only prep you need.
I love that you said no multitasking, Simon, because we have people, you know, doing the ironing whilst they're doing Rebel Finance School, like cooking their tea, doing the cleaning.
Yeah, I'm not Radio 4, you know. I'm not the BBC. You don't have me on in the background, like roll your sleeves up. Because I tell you what, I've done it myself when I've sort of half listened to a session. And it's really funny. I don't really get much out of those sessions. It wasn't as good, that one.
Funny that.
But the one where I totally immersed in it, I got loads from that. That's my invitation to everybody, is invest this 2 hours that you invest, the same as you've done with the finance school, the 2 hours of investment and the extra hour here and there on the 67 bonus sessions that Fireman 69 talked about. That is an investment in your future. You're looking after yourself first. And that investment is the one that we want to partner with you on. And we respect your time, and we will give you everything that we can in the kitchen sink, plus a bit more, to give you what you need in those sessions.
Love it. We've had a couple of comments from River on Facebook that says, is there a reason not to come? Like something that's out of scope, a prerequisite?
I've never been asked that question before. Is there a reason not to come? If you've got no intention whatsoever on taking any action to make progress in your life or your business, this probably isn't the Monday night for you. Go to netball or racquetball or pickleball or whatever the kids are playing these days, right? So because this, a little bit like the finance school, you know, money is a contact sport, business is a contact sport, and that means I will, and all of us, not just me, the whole team will be giving you some support and encouragement, and we'll hold your hand digitally, and that will help you make the progress that you need to. But if you've got zero intention of taking any action whatsoever, you might find something else to do. There might be a better, you know, there might be something on Netflix. If you want to have us on in the background whilst you do your ironing, that's absolutely fine. It'd be lovely to see you, but my heart goes out to you because you're missing an opportunity. And actually, I think, you know, one of the biggest mistakes that the media has inadvertently made when it comes to business shows is that it portrays business as a solo sport. And I think that is wrong. It pitches it as a competition. I think it's wrong. That's not what business is really like. In fact, the most successful businesses are the ones that team up, support others, send customers to other businesses, and it becomes a community of business support. Exactly as we've seen in the finance school, the way that the finance school participants have supported each other online, that's exactly what we're creating in the business world too. So this is a moment in time where you can tap into a community of people who are rooting for you, that want to get you over the line.
I love that. We've had a few people asking, Jobbers, Fireman 69 and River, all asking, is it recorded? Can I watch on catch up later if I can't make it from other commitments?
Are you going full Rebel Finance School style, Simon?
Yeah, in fact, I've got a VHS video recorder. We're going to record the sessions on VHS, and you just send me your address. Oh, we've got your address because we collected your data, and I'm going to post you out a video cassette. That's what we do, isn't it? Do you remember those days? Love film style. No, we are going full RFS. The sessions will be going on YouTube, so you'll be able to watch on catch up. And I think some of you will go, God, this guy's so interesting to listen to. I'm probably going to watch that again and again. So even if you stay live for the whole session, there's every possibility, folks, you're going to watch at least 2 or 3 more times through. Because you can press pause on YouTube. You can't press pause on me when I'm live, as we're starting to discover.
I've tried.
You could mute me, I suppose.
We have a question come in. Do you deal with the government grant scheme? I'd like to deal with that one. Not directly, and there's a reason, because we don't believe you need it. So there's many ways to get money that does not involve going for a grant. And we'll talk a lot about that and how you do it.
Alan, Madge says, my target market is councils, statutory, NHS. Will you kind of cover this? Is it relevant to this if those are my clients?
Like,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the whole bit of marketing, choosing your client, choosing who you're targeting, working out how to get them. And councils are our market. Like, we have a lot of experience selling to councils. So yeah, we can absolutely cover that. And it's covering business to business and business consumer. Those are the broad two camps of sales that you have. What's Lewis saying, Katie?
Lewis says, will the course also provide information on managing mindset? So, for example, how to continue focusing on the business when it gets tough?
Oh, my favourite topic. I've got goosebumps. You know, if I had my way, I'd abandon 90% of the business content and just focus on that. But let me give you some encouragement. There's a couple of things here. Firstly, the short answer is yes, absolutely. We focus on mindset. And secondly, it's implicit in all of the sessions. So I think, to me, you can have the best business idea in the world, but if your head's not in the right place, it's really difficult to make it happen. I know, because I've been there many times. So we kind of, by stealth, this is a personal development course by stealth. We are working on confidence, on helping you find your motivation, on helping you tap into the reason why you want a business and why that particular business, because that's leverage. And actually, like, you know, one of the subjects that's really, really important to me is mental health and well-being whilst you're building a business. And I don't just mean mental ill health and like what it's like trying to build a business when you're feeling down or depressed or anxious. I do cover that too. I have many experiences of that. But it's also about how the opposite of that, which is how can you have the most optimum mental health, so that to the point of the person that asked the question, so that you can get stuff done even when it gets tough. Those are the moments that when you keep showing up for yourself and moving forward, it doesn't matter if you only move forward a micromillimeter, helping you move forward in those moments when you don't feel like it. It's kind of like there's a golden thread that runs through every session, and that's what this is all about.
Execution trumps ideas every day of the week.
Hell yeah.
So a few questions people have asked this and come in at different points. So I'm just going to ask this question again because it seems a popular one. You know, if people already have a side hustle or a small business or any size business, like, is that they want to improve, is this course still for them, or is it just for people that are starting?
It's 100% for them. And I think, you know, Alan, you've reminded me of Sean, who built a multi-million-dollar business, who's got loads and loads from the course, is a great example. I think, to me, think about people that come in three categories. You've got explorers, starters, and builders. Explorers have got loads of ideas and they're not even sure if they want to do it or if they can do it, and they're right at the early stage. The starters are the ones that are either ready to go or they have started, but they just haven't got the sales that they need yet. It's just not working. The builders are the ones that are saying, well, I've already got a thing. I want to get to the next level. I want to grow it. I want to hire my first member of staff. The thinking that goes behind our approach to starting a business will give you everything you need. So the side hustle bit, what it's going to give you, if you've already got a side hustle, it's going to help you focus on the bits that are most important. It's going to help you upsell and cross-sell if that's appropriate for where you're at. We'll just help you figure out how to grow the thing and to automate it if time is precious to you. We're going to help you think through all of those things that are relevant to you personally. But it's quite a broad, like, if you're a multi-millionaire and you've got 10 businesses, this course probably isn't for you. But if you've got a side hustle or two that you're looking to improve and develop further, 100%, if you don't get maximum value from the first two sessions, I will be very surprised, and I will accuse you of doing the ironing whilst not listening.
So you said side hustle a few times, right? But even like if this is your full-time gig as well, so because it's called Side Hustle Experiment, but this is designed for people that also, this is they're self-employed. That's what they do with their time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you know, we've used side hustle partly because we're tapping into the audience that are coming home from work, right? So there are some people out there that want to start a business, but they're not ready to leave their job, and maybe they never want to. We've got others out there that already have, and we've got others that are desperately trying to leave. So whether you're starting a side hustle or your main thing, or you're not really sure, for some people it starts out as a side hustle, but you might have aspirations for it to become your main gig later on. It's all relevant. It's about taking an idea, choosing an idea, understanding why you want to do it, and taking the action that you need to take to make it real as quickly as possible with our help.
Let's do Melanie first,
do
and then
Melanie.
we've got Wester Molad with a question afterwards. Hello, Wester Molad. Always love seeing you pop up in the chat.
What's Melanie say?
Melanie says, hi, question. I'm on universal credit, also working in a 0 hours role, single parent with a mortgage. You have a lot going on there, Melanie. There's a lot going on. I've signed up as self-employed and employed, my 0 hours role. Do you have any advice on that? Or does that really matter which you signed up as?
Because, you know, when they ask that in the questions to sign up to the course, is that going to influence Melanie's experience on the course?
No, it won't, because the way that we position the content and the information, the way that we run the course, is that we'll take you through a process end to end with a whole bunch of different ideas as to how to start a business, the opposite of conventional wisdom. Okay. And it's all about you taking which bits of those things are relevant for you right now and applying them in real time. So it actually doesn't really matter what your circumstances are. You will find I will help you. The team will help you tailor what you need to get from the session and apply it to your personal circumstances. Specifically with universal credit, if I was a betting man, I would say, Melanie, this will be one of our bonus sessions as to how to navigate universal credit. If you're watching from the UK, universal credit, if you're watching from other countries, there'll be different rules, but there's some principles behind it to help anyone that's in a welfare situation get away from it if they want to. It's not right for everybody. Some people absolutely need that at that point in their life. But it sounds to me, to Alan's point, Melanie, you've got a lot of stuff going on. We will help you choose which elements of this are most relevant to you, and we'll help you apply them.
I love that. I'm just going to comment on River's message. River says, I need more money to increase my gap and retire ASAP, please. So in Rebel Finance School language, this will help you to make more money, build the gap, which you can then just shove straight in your SIP. The most tax efficient, wonderful way to save money for your retirement. So it's actually a fantastic thing to do on the side. Yeah. Next question, Katie.
Wester says, Rebel Finance School taught us to gamify approach to finances and make it fun. Is it possible to do that with running a business? Fun and running a business don't seem like natural stablemates. And Simon, I'm going to add this. This is not Wester Molad said. What Wester Molad said is like, are you able to make things fun, Simon? Because you know you're in charge of running this course.
It's not fun working with Simon. I can tell you that. Done it for like 12 years.
Is it possible that people are going to have fun on this course like they did?
Is that why you went to America and Brazil, to get away from me? Rude. That's what you are, rude. No, I don't make it fun at all. Business can never be fun. Do you see I'm practicing the Alan Donegan straight mouth thing?
Look, that's Alan's tell everyone. Just so you know, the whole internet.
No, so everyone knows. Everyone knows. To me, the thing about business, if it's not fun, if you're not making it fun or finding a way to make it fun, go and get a job, because it's a lot easier, right? So if you're looking for an easy route, then I'm not sure this is it. But what I do know to be true is that if you make it fun, the more fun you have, the more successful your business is going to be. You know, I can remember driving to Nottingham at 4 a.m. That doesn't sound fun. It was one of the best car journeys ever, because the person that I was with, Henry from the Rebel team, the CEO of Rebel Business School, we had a lot of fun doing it. And actually, you'll find you may be a little tired of my jokes by week 7, but I'll try and keep it fresh for you.
I love it. And I always had this thing of, if you build a business doing what you love, it doesn't feel like work. It just doesn't feel like work. So I would wake up and get to go and work with 100 people, helping them to build businesses. And I'd spend all my time helping other people. And that's how I earned my money. And it's the most rewarding, wonderful thing. So one of the first bits of the course is like, what do you enjoy doing? What do you love doing? And then let's figure out a way to make money doing what you love. I always remember I posted on the internet a while ago, like, you can make money doing what you love. I don't care what it is. you can make money doing what you love. And then some very quick-witted person, it's probably Fireman69, goes, I love sleeping. How do you make money doing that? And I didn't have an answer for that until we met this young guy called Kieran who came on the course and built a blog reviewing mattresses. Yes, you heard that right. He reviewed mattresses and made over 100 grand a year from affiliate fees. Like the most amazing business you could imagine. So I genuinely don't care what it is you enjoy. There is a way to make money doing it.
That really helped him spring his income levels and create a bigger gap as well.
Oh yes, we love a good gap. Katie, what's the next question?
The next question is this going to cover all different types of kind of business structures like social enterprises, COC? Are we going to like cover governance and legal stuff? So those terms that I just said are UK specific terms, but you know, we're going to have international people as well. So are we going to cover those sorts of things?
Well, we're doing that session.
Oh, so
I was about to say, I hope you do, because that's what the plan is.
Katie's like, are we doing that?
I'm just asking the questions here. I got no content of my own today. You know, I'm just like being the what's like a really highbrow interviewer. Come on, help me out here.
Pierce Brosnan. No, Pierce Morgan. Pierce Morgan.
Pierce Brosnan. Yeah, what? 007? No, not him.
I used the wrong one. I used the wrong thing. Anyway, please answer.
So you guys are going to talk about structures, and you're going to talk about the timing of those structures, because for some people it is appropriate to go straight into a social enterprise business model or straight into a limited company. But for others, you'll never need to do that, and you might, but maybe you'll change your mind in 6 months, a year. So really, what you'll find from the course is there are a bunch of barriers between where you are now and where you want to get to, whether it's about choosing an idea, getting your first sale, figuring out how to do it. Many of those barriers are perceived, they're not real. And part of that session is about helping you understand what's the next step that you need to take with regards to your tax, your company structures, and so on. Spoiler alert, we've got a mini insight where we talk very quickly about tax on Monday that will deal with so many of your concerns like that, and then you can forget about business structures at least for a few months.
I love that. You know, do you know how much I just want to tell people what that is now?
I know, but Katie, what's the next question?
Well, more of a comment. So, you know, we said about, is it possible for Simon to be any fun at all whatsoever during the Rebel Business School course?
Did Alan type that?
Angie, no, that I'm just like giving the context. So Angie says, I had fun when I met Simon at the London Rebel Finance School meetup. So there's a vote. There's one vote for you, Simon.
Yes, Angie. And I didn't even, Angie's not even a plant on this call either. Like, thank you, Angie, for being my only fan in this moment.
Yeah. Anyway, Jeff says, I'm looking to get back into the entertainment industry part-time as a children's entertainer, not a clown. Can you help?
Yes. Like it's a product, it's a business, Jeff. It's something you are selling to other people. 100%. We need to work out a package, work out what it is, get a price, offer it to people who would buy it, and then launch your business. And that's the game. Like, let's sell it.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, Jeff, good news for you is that we know you're not a stranger to this. I remember being in the room when Alan did something with a platform that we used to use a lot back in the day called Twitter. You might have heard of that. And, you know, what he gave you on Twitter got you that inquiry overnight. So the world's changed. There's other ways of doing it. You know, you're changing your business idea. You're changing direction. You want to get back into it 100%. And I think you'll find the way that we're approaching it now is even more effective than it was when we met those years ago in Newport. So big up to the Welsh Massive.
Of that, Fireman69 says, we're still holding the horses till Monday.
Yes, that's what we're doing. Hold your horses, Alan. Hold your horses.
I don't like holding my horses. I like to get on with it. So look, this has been an incredibly fun session. If you have any comments, messages, things you want to know before we sign off, please put them in the chat now.
I've got one from Mario.
I love it. Mario's written in.
Mario also said that it's our fault that he's out of shape because Monday night used to be gym night, and then Rebel Finance School took over.
Oh, Mario.
There you go.
Get back to the gym. Come with us.
Mario also says, is this the right course for someone who's got a few ideas but not a clue about how to start a business? Will it be touched on in the course how to build a business plan from a simple idea?
There's an assumption.
Loaded question. You want to take that or shall I?
Think about business plans, Anna.
Well, like, the only reason you need a formal business plan is if you're borrowing money. Like, that's it. If you have to go to the bank and say, I want a loan, they want to see paperwork to see what you're going to do. If you're not borrowing money, you don't need a formal business plan. You need a plan, you need things to do, but you don't need a formal business plan. And we're going to be showing people how to get going, like, with zero from a start immediately without any of that stuff. Like, this is about doing it quickly. Is there anything you would add, Simon?
I guess the distinction between planning your business and a business plan, just to build on what you've said. There's a business plan that a bank would need to see or an investor would need to see, or there's what do I need to do tomorrow and what do I need to be doing and how much of that do I need to be doing in order to make the money that I want to make. So we help you plan your business for sure. And regardless of whether you've got one idea, 10 ideas, 1,000 ideas, or you've already started, very quickly you'll realize on Monday that this is exactly the place where you need to be, because we're going to help you understand and evaluate those ideas and get yourself to a place where you go, well, I can't ride 2 horses with one butt, so I need to pick a horse to ride just for a little mini experiment for a couple of weeks whilst I'm hanging out with the Rebel team, and we will help you make those ideas real, Mario. That's what I'm excited to do for you.
Love that. Sarah says, is there anything we could do to help us prepare?
It's a good question.
It's a dramatic pause.
Thank you. I don't know, because I think my instinct is, and I've thought about this a lot and I'm just sort of revisiting it. My instinct is just come prepared, open-minded. Wherever your starting point is cool with us. So there are some people that, you know, that thing you've mentioned once or twice over the years of comparing pineapples, right? Some people are hesitant because they go, well, I don't want to show up on a business course and not be ready. You're ready. You have everything you need already. What we're going to do is help you organize the information in your head differently so that you can figure out what steps to take next. So to me is come with an open mind about where this might take you. Be prepared to get involved. I think the best thing that people can do to get ready is to get out of the shower and get dressed so you can switch your camera on, because you just have a better experience when your camera's on. Come turned up, prepared to switch your camera on, and then we'll do the rest and you're going to love it.
I think it's what you touched on earlier as well, Simon, that be 100% focused on the course. So make sure, you know, if you've got kids and they're still awake and you've got a partner, maybe organize with your partner, like, can you look after the kids whilst I'm 100% focused on this? Like, setting up the environment so that they can win and be 100% focused.
Yeah, prepare your pineapples, get everything ready, have some snacks. You will be all good and ready to go. Catherine Kemp, Simon, asks, intrigued, you've talked about helping people with their individual ideas. How do you run it with so many people and help each individual?
That's a great question. And I think there's a number of things. The process that we've designed, the course that we've designed has been tried and tested. So it's got 13 years behind it. And we've delivered it to rooms with 3 people, and we've delivered it to rooms with 300 and virtual rooms with even more than that. How does it work? What's going to happen is you will hear what you need to hear, and there's plenty of opportunities for you to ask questions. We're going to run it exactly like the finance school. So if you've got specific questions that arise from the session, you'll get the chance to ask them. And then every Thursday night, we'll be running the Q&A session to answer those questions. So the team will be on hand to harvest the questions. When there's enough questions on the same topic, that's where the bonus stuff is going to come in, the 67 bonus sessions that Fireman 69 said he wants. And I mean, to me, because it's very practical, what's going to happen is you're going to hear what you need to hear, and then you're going to go, well, now it's clear to me what my next step is, and then you'll take that action. So it's the way that it becomes personalized to you is you hear the information and then you take the next part of the action. And we're, like I said, we're going to hold your hand through that process. And when you get stuck, we're here to help. There's not a single question, by the way, that me or the team haven't been able to answer in 13 years. There's been 1 or 2 that made me scratch my head, like go, well, we got to figure that one out. But you name it, we faced it. So the course is designed to solve the problems that you don't know you've got yet, but I do.
I love that. I'm just going to comment on Madge. Madge says, great if you could do a separate one for CICs and social enterprises later. Madge, and everyone who's thinking, I want to be a social enterprise and a CIC, like, do this course. Because so many social enterprises and CICs focus on grant funding and like a bunch of stuff that doesn't actually bring any money in and do anything that creates difference in the world. And I really would say if you can be a social enterprise or a CIC or a not-for-profit that sells something that makes a profit and then you can use that money to do good, like you will create more change in the world than you could ever imagine. So like come to this course and actually do it, because you'll do more from profit than you will other ways every time. And there's this thing of capitalism. To me, like capitalism is not good or bad. It's like guns aren't good or bad. It's the person who has them that makes it so. Capitalism is not good or bad. It's the person who does it that makes it so. And to me, capitalism can be an incredible force for good. So if you can generate profit and money, you can use that to change the world.
And I guess, like, to build on that, we have our social enterprise business model. We've worked in this way and we've deliberately focused on sales because it means that we're not reliant on grant funding. And, you know, what I've discovered, you know, when you're in a commercial conversation with somebody, the fact that you're a social enterprise quite often doesn't tip them over the edge to confirm the sale. Your product or service still needs to stand up as something that they actually want. And quite often it's a bonus that you're a social enterprise. That's not the reason they're buying from you. They're buying from you because you solve their problem with a product or service in some way. So benefit from our experience. I've been in the social enterprise space since 2008. I was on the board of the Hampshire School for Social Entrepreneurs that set it up. I've coached, mentored and trained social entrepreneurs. We've run social enterprise specific workshops in Oxford University and with the Housing Association in London, whose name I can't remember at the moment, but we ran a specific session on this stuff. And what we learned is it was exactly the same content. It was exactly the same content because this is about business and we would love to see you there. And again, you know, you'll hear the stuff that we say on the course and then we'll help you tailor that to your needs and help you decide what action you need to take next, whatever that means for you.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, I think it's time to start wrapping up. Lewis says, will you provide insights into businesses that you've already helped start up? We have so many examples on the course of people we've worked with, been doing this for about 13 years now, and it is so much fun. Simon, thank you for coming to hang out with us tonight, and thank you for coming to chat to all the Rebel Finance School gang on our YouTube and Facebook page. It has been hugely fun.
I'm glad you brought the fun, Simon, to reassure people that you are also a fun person, because I'm going to back up what Angie said and say you are quite fun.
High five, love to the Donegans. Thank you for inviting me on. It's been fun. Yeah, I tend to bring fun with me everywhere I go. It's intrinsic to my nature.
Yes. And if you're listening to this and you're on the fence, just come on Monday. Like, it's completely free. What have you got to lose? You might have fun, or you might learn something, or you might even earn some money. Like, who knows what will happen?
All three.
Maybe all three
Fun,
at
learn,
once.
and earn. Could you imagine?
Fun, learn, and earn.
I've got a Venn diagram in my head right now that's going to be like off the charts.
Thank you to everyone.
It always comes down to the charts.
It's been so much fun seeing you in the chat. Hillary's here, Jack, Sarah, Inma, Louis, Madge, Melanie, Fireman69.
Yeah, I've had Dawn, Vanya, Jeff, River, Lindsay, Maria, Angie, Olivia. Like, thank you. It's like so lovely to have you here live so that we can interact and answer your questions. It makes it way more fun for us as well.
Thank you for a wonderful evening. Sir Paine.
You too.
Sir and Lady Donegan, goodbye.
Goodbye. Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. See you all on Monday. I'll be running it with Simon, so you can't get rid of me.
Just say that right at the end. You could have led with that, couldn't you?
Well, I might have put some people off.
I'm glad you said that, not me.
Love you all. Good night. Bye. Bye, Bob. Bye, Fireman. Bye, Jack. Bye, Tom.
You hang up.
No, you hang up.
Hang up.
I have to actually work out how to hang up. Ended. We're off.
Maybe we should do a little